So we have created an umbrella project for this umbrella application for this project, and this creates the server and client folder separately, and the web interface here acts as the client, while uh, the simulation with the initial 100 users runs on the server in parallel. So to start the demo, first we have to go to the required folder and install the required dependencies using command like mix deps.get, and this will create the required dependencies. And if also required, we may have to go to the assets folder and do required JS do installation for the required JS libraries doing using the npm install. This will take some time, and after that we can easily successfully run the Phoenix server. Yes. So as you can see that we have run the initial 100 users in this simulation. So this creates 100 users and register them, and they randomly do tweeting, and they can easily in this tag other users and mention other users, and post tweets with some random hashtags. Hashtags include values from 1 to 10, and they are of the type of hashtag _1, hashtag _2, and the users are created with the name users 1 to 100 and so on. So now we can go to the web interface of the project and start creating new users and registering them. If any new user comes and goes on this Twitter simulation, you may see that he will not be able to log in because he is not registered actually. So first he will have to register. Registration successful, and now he can log in. On his Twitter page, we see that he has the ability to post tweets, and those tweets get displayed on his wall, and he can also subscribe to other users and his tweets. And if he wants to search for specific tweets using hashtag or where if also even if he wants to look for some specific mentions in the tweets, so he can also find those. Let us start with the random tweeting, and let's say the user wants to tweet something like this and post tweets, and it directly displays on his wall, and he can do it as much times he wants, and this will display on the wall. And because the users exist already, like my user 3 exists, so he can subscribe to that user, and he can also search for specific hashtag that we mentioned, like hashtag 3 these users were tweeting with, and he can click on the find specific tags, and we will get to know that in which tweets that hashtag was mentioned. And he can also check if he was mentioned in any of the tweets, because he is a new user, and so no existing user would have mentioned would be able to mention him. So it shows that no such tweets were found which show that mention. Now let us say that we want to create a new user using opening the another window. So let's say we create a second user with the name 2 login, and this user also posts some tweets and so on. Now that we have two users, 1 and 2, this user can easily subscribe to this user. Let's say one subscribes to second, so he subscribes to this user. So he has the, and now what will happen is that because one has subscribed to two, so whatever two posts, like say this, it will get automatically displayed on the first user's wall who became his follower. So that tweet gets displayed with the time and the username who tweeted that. And if this user wants to retweet that tweet, he can easily do that by just checking on this and checking the retweet, and we can see that the retweet works. And let us see, there is another mention, and now there is an option to tweet from tweet from first tweet and second tweet, and in this way there can be multiple tweets from the other users that this user had followed to, and he can retweet based on if he liked or did not like that tweet. Now let us see that this user used some tweets with some random hashtag, let's say 3, and then again with random hashtag like this, or again some other hashtag is used like this. So let's say user 1 wants to search for that tweets with the specific hashtag like 3. If if the tweets exist, that they will show, but they don't exist here because because the hashtag is with 3, it will show, but it was not hashtag 3, but it was only 3. Or this will display like this. This user can also do something like that and post. So we can see that the live tweeting also happens on this tweets wall while this user was tweeting on his wall himself, and this user will be able to look for this tweet also like this. Now let's say this second user mentioned this user using @ like this, and he can easily look for those mentioned like this and let's say there is another user which gets created here like this, login. Now he also mentions to this second user can see that he got mentioned. If 3 also mentions 1, then we'll see that 1 was mentioned in 2 tweets. One was by second and one was by third. And this is how basic functionalities are covered for this project. And yeah, so if user tries to mention any user which was not created, it will show that the user was not created, so he will not be able to mention that, or that tweet is not of any use. So this is how this simulation will work, and these users can easily log out and again log in. As they want, like this third user wants to log in, and he will find his account and wall as he had left. That's it. So this is how, and this is my demo for the project.